What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How are you all doing today? Welcome back to another episode of Dhristmas. And, just so you know, it is December 17th, which means Star Wars Episode 7 comes out today. I am wearing a Christian Star Wars shirt, which, by the way, let you take a look at that for a minute. But yes, welcome back to another episode of Dhristmas. Now, I reviewed Paranormal Activity 1 yesterday. This is my review for the sequel, Paranormal Activity 2. Now, Paranormal Activity 2 is the only Paranormal Activity movie I have watched in theaters. The first one, I don't know why I never watched it in theaters. I guess, I don't know, maybe that was before I could go. No, I'm pretty sure I could drive when the movie came out. Or maybe I couldn't. Maybe, I don't know. Actually, no, I probably could. I just didn't go watch it in theaters, I guess. Either that or our theater didn't get it. I think our theater didn't get it was what it was. The second one, it was when I went to a date with the girl I was currently dating at the time. But yeah, this is the only one that I have ever watched in theaters. Just to give you a heads up, spoiler, there are going to be some spoilers throughout this review. So, Paranormal Activity 2 is a prequel to the first one. This one focuses on Katie's sister, Christy, who is, of course, she's the younger sister, and we see her and her family. We see her husband, Daniel, their newborn baby, Hunter, and her stepdaughter, Allie, and their nanny, Martine. And basically, throughout this entire movie, as the baby is born, stuff starts to happen. And there is a lot of good, smart decisions made in this movie. Like, when things start to happen, Allie decides, okay, well, I'm going to do some digging, and she comes to find out that if someone were to make a deal with the demon for wealth or power, that you must offer the firstborn male. And so she goes into some research, and she basically comes and finds out that Hunter is the very first baby boy to be born on Christie's side since the 1930s. And so, like, she starts coming up with all these theories, like, what if Christie's great-grandmother made a deal with the demon for wealth and power, and so it's come to claim Hunter. And they do connect us with the first movie, obviously. We see Katie, and we see, actually, Mika, who shows up earlier on in the movie, and it talks about, like, well, this is before he died, and such and such. The more stuff goes on, the more Christy starts to get scared, and we come to find out that Christy doesn't remember anything, but Katie does. And Katie talks in the movie about, like, how, well, the more that we focused on it and the more we talked about it, the worse it got. But the more we ignored it, it eventually just went away on its own. And so when things start to go bad, because I have the director's cut, and the director's cut, it has an extended version, the theatrical version, and it also has some found footage, which is kind of creepy. It's weird. But this movie has really good acting. There is a dog in the movie. I think it's a German Shepherd. The dog's name is Allie, and basically, like, the dad gives a tour of the house, and he's like, "This is Allie. She's going to be your best friend and protect you and everything like that." The prequel, for some reason, Paranormal Activity 2 is not my favorite, but some people, like Doug Walker, also known as Nostalgia Critic, said he loves the second one. I try to figure out, like, what it is, but for some reason, it just doesn't connect with me as much. I mean, the whole entire thing about, like, being in your house by yourself or something like that. But now, one thing that actually does happen is stuff happens more during the day than it does night. And so, like, it messes with Christy so much to where when she eventually gets possessed, I did a little joke when she walked out of the closet possessed. I played the Terminator theme just to be funny. It has a pretty good ending. Both ending, well, I mean, it's the same ending. There wasn't like 3 endings, but that's because this one was a sequel. The ending pretty much leaves the opening for another movie. This movie's not as bad. I mean, it's not bad, but for some reason, like, you feel for the baby because where the demon is basically coming for the baby, pretty much, and you know, there's not really any stereotypical characters except for the nanny, who is, she's a super religious one, and when she starts trying to get rid of the bad spirits, the dad's like, okay, well, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to fire you, and he eventually fires her, and when he fires her, things get worse. But overall, this isn't a bad sequel. I mean, it's not a bad movie. It's just not my favorite for some reason. I guess because I don't know. There is one scene in this movie that made me jump, and a lot of my friends laughed at me because it made me jump. This is, well, I've been kind of giving a little bit of spoilers, but this is the last thing. There is a scene where Christy is in the kitchen. She's in the house by herself, or she's with the baby, and I guess the baby's sleeping or whatever. And she's down in the kitchen drinking her coffee and reading the newspaper. And then all of a sudden, like, you hear this rumbling, and then all of a sudden, all the kitchen like all the drawers in the kitchen and everything just pops out. And she runs up the stairs and she screams, "Leave me alone!" But then, like, the demon makes her actually gets her to come back downstairs. And then when she runs back upstairs, that's when it pulls her into the closet. But yeah, overall, I'm going to give Paranormal Activity 2, a C+. It's not my favorite, but it's not a bad movie. It's not. Especially, my favorite character is the daughter, just because of how they kind of they lead you towards more hints about what's going on, and just on how smart the daughter is. There's not really there's not any stupid characters in this movie. Except the boyfriend. The boyfriend I don't know how old Allie is, but he's just a douche, kind of. He's a goofball, pretty much. And the dad, the only thing in this movie that kind of bored me, or not bored me, but kind of made this movie seem a little silly, was the fact that the demon pulls the pool cleaner out of the pool every morning. And that's like one of the only things that makes me find this movie a little bit silly, is because of the pool cleaner thing. But other than that, it's good. It connects us with Christy and Katie's past a little bit. We learn more about some stuff about when they were kids, and we learn some things about what might make this be happening, and it leads to another film, and it makes you wonder, oh, well, I gotta see the next one. That's one of the things with these movies, like with Saw. It makes you wonder, well, what's going to happen next? I've got to know what happens in the next one. I've got to know. But yeah, my closing thoughts, I'm going to give Paranormal Activity 2, I give a C+. Put in the comments below, what did you think about Paranormal Activity 2? What did you think about the characters? What did you think about it as a film overall? I really want to know. Thank you for watching Buried Dhristmas, and if you want to help my page grow, hit that like button. Unless you're sitting upside down, it's this one. Guys, have a good day, a Merry Christmas, and I'm going to go see Star Wars at 7 o'clock tonight. Have a good day, guys.